When best friends turn into bitter enemies, it is one of the most tantalizing narratives in sports. And in the main event of UFC 272, Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal won't battle over a championship, but something that arguably carries more weight than gold: pride. In what can only be described as the true definition of a grudge match, the former training partners at American Top Team will settle their differences in a sanctioned fight where there will be no excuses. The thrill of victory and agony of defeat will be epitomized when Game Bread and Chaos clash for bragging rights inside the octagon. Let's break it down. This is By the Numbers. If you take out the 0-4 record they have against welterweight champion Kamaru Usman, Covington and Masvidal have gone a combined 6-0 since 2018. Masvidal's meteoric rise was punctuated by having the fastest knockout in UFC history with his 5-second destruction of Ben Askren, while also winning the BMF title against Nate Diaz. Meanwhile, Covington collected the interim title while climbing through the ranks. Interestingly enough, both lost once by knockout and once by decision to Usman, but Covington lost a much closer decision to the champion and was knocked out in the 5th round of a very competitive fight, while Masvidal only won a single round on one scorecard in his decision loss and was knocked out in the 2nd round against Usman. Covington has said that Masvidal is nothing more than a glorified journeyman. Does that accusation have legs? Well, maybe. From 2019 to present day, when his massive rise in popularity took place, Masvidal has gone 3-2. His 2 losses were to Usman, while his 3 wins were against Diaz, Askren, and Darren Till. Upon closer inspection, those 3 wins may not be as good as they seem to be on the surface. Askren had one controversial win in the UFC before being bounced out of the promotion, and then he was embarrassingly knocked out in 1 minute and 59 seconds by YouTube celebrity Jake Paul in a boxing match. Nate Diaz's biggest win was when he choked out Conor McGregor in 2016 and has won 2 fights in 6 years. While Darren Till has gone 1-4 since September 2018 and his only win seeing him barely scrape by Kelvin Gastelum. Masvidal's overall UFC record is a relatively pedestrian 12-8, while Covington boasts an impressive record of 11-3 inside the octagon. So Covington just might have a point. But here's the thing, Masvidal could easily be 16-4 in the UFC because he's lost 4 fights by controversial split decision that could have easily gone the other way. Although they were once on the same team, their styles couldn't be more different. Masvidal's method of violence comes courtesy of his striking, or as he says, baptism by street Jesus, while Covington enjoys grinding down his opponents with his wrestling. Covington leads active welterweights with 61 takedowns landed, and is 10th in takedown percentage at 46.6%. At 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 7 seconds, he's 2nd among active 155-pounders in control time. Masvidal is nowhere to be found on this list, as he only averages 1.5 takedowns per fight and has a grand total of 3 takedowns in his last 10. Covington, on the other hand, had 12 takedowns in his fight against BARBERENA, 2nd most in welterweight history, and twice as many as Masvidal's best grappling outing, when he took down Tim Means 6 times all the way back in 2013. But watching Masvidal for his grappling is kind of like tuning into a Fernando Tatis Jr. at bat for a bunt single. It's all about the long ball, and that's where Masvidal excels. He's an exceptional striker who tends to put his opponents down if he touches them clean. Game Bread's last 5 wins have all come by knockout in devastating fashion. Remember, up until he got obliterated by Masvidal's flying knee, Askren was unbeaten in his pro MMA career. So this one is likely going to end in a knockout or a decision because a submission just isn't likely. Masvidal hasn't had an opponent tap out in over 8 years, while Covington's last submission came just under 6 years ago. But who cares about numbers when emotions run this high? There won't be any respect, handshakes, or hugs when the cage door shuts on March 5th, but there's definitely gonna be blood. Bad blood.
Jorge Masvidal is a walking dead man.
I can't wait to end you.